made this hair bonnet with satin lining to sleep, and it's supposed to help for frizzy hair, and I look a bit like a baker. But let's see how you can make this. So you have to cut out 2 circles, one out of the satin fabric and one out of the outer fabric. So you can make it in any size you want. More details about the sizing are on the MadamSew sewing blog. I use cotton fabric for the outside and also for the band. So put the 2 circles together, fold them in half, right sides facing, mark 3 and 3.5 inch on each edge and connect with a little curve, cut it out and stitch along that curve. Add little snips in the seam allowance so the curve will stay flat when you turn it right side out. Press the seam nicely, then pin the edge of the circle and stitch the 2 layers together, wrong sides facing, with a large stitch because we're going to gather the edge. Pull the bobbin thread on each side. The bonnet will start to take shape and you have to gather the edge until it's the same length as your head circumference. Now tie knots with the bobbin and upper thread to fix this length. And grab a long strip of fabric. It's 6 inch wide and 60 to 70 inch long. Fold the strip in half and cut the edges into a point. Find the center of the long edge and mark from the center your head circumference. So half of your circumference at each side of the center. Close the other part, so not the center, of the strip with a stitching on both sides. So from the tip towards your marking, back stitch and the other end as well. As you can see, I like to use a magnetic seam guide to keep my stitching straight at all times. Now turn the strip right side out, so push both ends and both tips right side out. I'm using a stiletto to push out the corners completely. Then iron the strip flat and iron the 2 seams inwards of the part that is still open. Iron the strip on the outside and make sure the seams are tucked inside. Pin one end of the folded seam on the lining of the gathered edge and then stitch on the gathering stitches through the bonnet and the band. Fold the other seam over the gathered edge on the right side of the fabric. Pin in place and top stitch on the edge of the band. And that's it, the bonnet is ready. So you have 2 long strips that you can fold around your head, knot or make a bow. On the inside there's satin fabric to protect your hair, and it's very easy to wear and very comfortable and adaptable to multiple sizes. All the details are on the MadamSew sewing and quilting blog. Bye!